everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome to Ask Think number 101 for Monday, May 12th, 2014. And guys, we're actually kind of in between landmark episodes because 100 was the 100th and the 104th is 2 years, which is pretty amazing. But let's get this started. You guys are probably wondering how many likes were on last week's video. At the time that I did this, there were 2,183 likes, and David XD33 got the closest with 2,200 likes. Let's try this week for 1,250 likes. I know you guys can do it. Now, before we get to the questions, I want to remind you to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Also, don't forget to +1 each other's comments and questions. Actually, you know, the interesting thing is this week I had a ton more questions than normal, even more so than usual with you guys thumb upping in the comments. So I don't know what you guys are doing, but you're doing it right, so keep on going. Also, if the comments are closed on this video, make sure to go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. And guys, before we get to your questions, we gotta get to mine first. And my question to you guys was, what is your favorite animal and why? And there were a ton of great ones. I loved the one with Justinus Thinknoodles that you guys can see on the screen here. There were a lot of people that chose elephants, golden retrievers. Someone chose the slow loris, and you can see the picture of that thing is amazing. I had to look it up, and yes, I understand why. It's super cute. We got penguins, wombats, and they make your face not as cute as they are. Someone chose a lizard because they're close to a dragon, but you could have just chosen a dragon. It doesn't have to be a real life animal. Someone chose a spider. Yeah, I'm not sure why either. Killer whales are amazing, and I love the way that they look too. So I agree with you there. And someone chose a panda because their entire room is made of pandas. You might not want to admit that they are an endangered species, and since you made your whole room of them, that's a lot of panda population there. I'm just kidding, I know. And of course the other person chose it because of Kung Fu Panda, and of course we have the rhino, and he would have fun impaling bullies at his school. So I loved your guys' answers, and they were amazingly creative, and they made me laugh. So let's do this week's question. And I think this week's question should be, what is your favorite dessert and why? All right, now on to the answers. And Music for Thinknoodles asks, was your voice tired after last week's Ask Think? #100, #congrats. Yes, it was. It was a lot of speaking. Program Ninja asks, hey Think, why can I only reply to some people's comments? Well, I also have that too, and it's a setting that you can put on your comments, whether you want, first of all, whether you want the comments to be public, you can make them private, and also whether you allow replies to them. Xavier Ramirez asked, hey Think, can you do building on your house in Hexen in the background of Ask Think 101? Yep, I can, and that was a great idea. Anwar Mian asks, which series takes you the longest to make, Ask Think or Think's Lab? Technically, I think Think's Lab. The reason for that is because most Think's Labs, I have to research the mods, make sure they work together, make sure that I'm able to do what I want to do. I had a really good idea for the one on Saturday, and I was like, yes, this is going to be awesome. I can't wait to do it. Couldn't get the mods to work the way I wanted to. So I'm putting that one on hold until all the mods are updated, and eventually I'll put that idea into play. But, you know, it took me about 2 hours to figure out this just isn't going to work. Then I had to drop it, think of another idea, and then prep for that. So they do take a very long time, and then I semi-script them and everything like that. So yeah, Think's Lab. Charlotte Anselmo says, Thinky t-shirt idea. You should make a Keep Calm and a Noodle On t-shirt. It would make sense. Please, I'm begging you. Well, if you click the link in the description to any of my t-shirt shops, I already have that t-shirt. So go ahead and check it out. Creeper King 884 says, Think, can you start a channel where you play more mature games like Call of Duty? No, and here's the reason. The reason for that is because you guys will follow me to whatever channel I play on, whether it's on this channel or another channel that I call Thinknoodles Mature or Thinknoodles Older or something like that. And you guys will follow me because you're following my personality, following my gameplay. And if I go play something inappropriate, you're gonna watch, and I don't want to have that persona on any of my channels. I'm not gonna put it on a separate one because it's still inappropriate, and it's still inappropriate for you guys. So I'm really sorry. Agent Marks asks, what is the most common mood you have in a normal day? Happy, excited, or bored? Happy and excited. I'm hardly ever bored. I'm way too busy for that. And the next couple of questions are about Think's wife. And first of all, she asks, when has your wife had a Minecraft account? I got her account a little over a year ago. I think I got it sometime in March, along with her Twitter and her YouTube channel accounts. I just grabbed those as placeholders. I don't know if she'll ever use them or anything like that, but I did have them just in case she ever appeared on my videos and someone wouldn't go grab the YouTube and Twitter name. I saved them way in advance because I know what happened to like my Minecraft username and stuff, so I wanted to make sure of that. And yes, I did order a mic for my wife because I was using the Blue Snowball and it just picked up a lot of background noise. So I ordered her an AT2020. It came yesterday, but I haven't unboxed it yet. And I'm thinking, you know, with the Blue Snowball, I don't have any use for it now. I may just give, because what would I do with it? And my apartment's small. I might just give it away to you guys. I know a lot of you guys are trying to start YouTube and things like that, and I think it might be a cool giveaway to just give you guys my old mic, and you can get your own start. What do you think? Oliver Aitken Inks says, think if you were a teacher, would you greet your kids by saying, hey everyone, it's your teacher, Mr. Noodles, and welcome back to school. I love it. LPS. Aaron asks, did you see your mom for Mother's Day? No, my parents live in Texas, which is kind of far away from New York. So no, I did see my mother-in-law, but not my mom. Brooke Tucker asks, whenever you are going to put sauce on food like ketchup, syrup, etc., do you put it right on top or on the side? And this is a great question. When I read that, I was like, wow, interesting question. So it depends. With like French toast, actually anything syrup related, it goes on top. That goes for pancakes, waffles, French toast, all of that. Now ketchup, I don't really like it on top of my fries because I like to dip them, because you know when you pick up a fry, and I think maybe it has to do with me not wanting to get my hands dirty. With pancakes and stuff, you use fork and knife, but with French fries, I mean, let's face it, most of us pick them up with our fingers. I mean, you guess you could use a fork, and probably if I put ketchup on top of the fries, I would use a fork because I don't want to get my hands dirty, but I like to keep it on the side for ketchup. Costas Tasio asks, do you like the new Twitter profile update? Yes, I do. I enabled it on my Twitter account the other day, and I really like the way it looks. It's a very nice updated look. It's one of the few updates to any website like YouTube that I actually really thought was a good update. Kevin Pan asks, dear Think, how fluffy is Kobe currently? She is currently very fluffy. She got a bath yesterday morning, and she is super fluffy and shedding everywhere. The Devious 19 says, do you live close to a zoo? I heard there's less than 100 zoos in the world, and is that true? If so, wow, I am lucky. I live pretty close to one. Well, I live close to two. We have the Central Park Zoo, which is walkable, and then I also live kind of close to the Bronx Zoo. I do think there are very few zoos in the world. They aren't very profitable. Animals are very expensive to maintain and upkeep and veterinary care and whatnot. So I think they are pretty rare. Sour Pickle Jar asks, when you brush your teeth, what side do you start with? A, right side, B, left side, C, middle. And I had to think about this one for a minute. And since I brush my teeth with my left hand, I go to the right side of my mouth first. Metal Fight 64 asks, hey Think, when it's summer again, will you go back to posting 2 to 3 episodes a day? Well, I don't think I'll get up to 3. I mean, maybe. But what I think I will do is I'll still do my series like Think Slabs on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and I'll do Survival on Sundays and Pixelmon on Tuesdays, and mix things around. Obviously, Ask Think on Mondays. And what I'll do is I'll put mini games from the core or whatnot as a second video each day. I think that's probably what I'll do. Braves JV says, hey, Think, you mentioned you didn't get along well with your sister in high school. In your Draw My Life, what was your worst fight? I have a little brother, and it's a pain. I remember the worst one was she was coming to the car. I was waiting to pick her up, and I was really, really annoyed because school ended at like 2:40, and I had to wait for her because my mom would get mad if I didn't drive her home, and because we went to the same high school, and I was sitting there in the parking lot. It was like 3:15 before she showed up. So I was annoyed. I did not want to sit in the car for 20 to 30 minutes waiting for my dumb sister. So when she got to the car, she said bye to her friend. And I don't know. I said something along the lines of calling her friend fat. And my sister really, really took offense to that. So she grabbed my hair and pulled it and wouldn't let go till we got home. I drove my head sideways the whole way home, and she just kept tugging on my hair and wouldn't let go. Oh, it was bad. Marley53113 on CP asks, what color is Kopi's collar? It is red, but it's a harness. It's not a collar. Random Ness asks, took me 3 days to watch this, yet I don't care if I'm not there. My question is, have you ever mistaken the gender of a noodler? I'm a girl. Yes, of course I have. Many times. One in particular I can remember is BKN109. For some reason, I always thought girl, but turns out it's a boy. Rainbow Meme A asks, how do you change your name on Club Penguin? You can't. Once you've chosen your username, you're stuck. KCP Girl asks, why don't you do code videos for Club Penguin? Well, I haven't done them in such a long time because I sort of fell behind and I felt like, oh man, if I do another one, then I'm gonna have to do all the other ones. And so what I'm thinking is I'm gonna do a big update video with all of the codes from when they started until most recent and say, here is the code starting from whenever until now. This will pull you current, and then I'll start doing the update ones again. Peapod asks, I downloaded the Pixelmon map that you used, but none of the buildings were there. Why? Well, the Pixel map, or the Pixelmon map that we used a base map, and then I had some of the builders from the core log in and build some of those buildings, like the Pokemon Center and the Pokemart, because I wanted something custom. So the map that was shown to you guys is pretty much no structures other than the boat. So, but in a little while, once we develop the series a little bit and make some of our own buildings on it, places to live, shops, whatnot, then I will start distributing the map maybe every couple of weeks or once a month. We'll start updating the download for you guys. Emily Anaya19 asks, how did you get all those diamonds and build your treehouse? And I think you're talking about survival. Well, if you watch back all the episodes, you can see most of that happen. Steve Gutterson asks, when you record Thinks Lab, do you act? And also in your series, do you record the video and then record your voice? In almost all of my videos, I record the video and voice at the same time. I'm trying to think of any that I really don't. And I mean, obviously Ask Think. I am not doing this gameplay while I'm answering your questions. To see what I'm actually doing while I answer your questions, click the link in the description of the raw recording. That's actually what's on my screen right now while I'm speaking, which is not what you guys are seeing in the background. But yes, in Thinks Lab, I do act a little sometimes. A lot of it is, you know, I make plans, sort of a semi-script, like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. And then in between, whatever happens, happens. The next couple of questions are about Pixel Core and when I'll be posting the videos, and I will do it every week on Tuesdays. I think that's sort of the consensus from the rest of the group, is that we're all going to do them on Tuesdays, whether they be solo, whether they be together, all four of us, just two of us, or three of us, or alone, whatever. We're all going to do them on Tuesdays, and as you saw last week, I slipped another one in between because I wanted to give them a few items for the next time that they played. So yeah, I mean, definitely every Tuesday, and maybe once in a while, some in between. Tech Oben asks, hey Think, please answer, how did you teleport to the top of the drop in Thinks Lab? If it's a mod, please put the link in the description. It's just a command block, which you can get out of creative. Well, actually, I think you have to do /give, I guess, Minecraft command block, because number 137 doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, give yourself the command block and then just put in the command TP and then the coordinates and then put a button on it. And that's how it works. Justin XD for the win asks, Think, why are you always friendly with your fans on the Hunger Games? Aren't you supposed to kill them? Yes, you are, but I feel terrible. And you guys know that I always try and be nice and kind and everything. So when I see fans like, oh my God, I love you. And they all say, Truce, don't kill me, please, please, please. And they don't fight back. Well, that's a lot of it, is they say, please don't kill me. And I'll run toward them and they'll put the sword in front of them or they'll bow to me. I can't kill. It's almost like killing an unarmed person. And I feel terrible about it. Player Joseph asks, hey, Think, was Pixel Core named after the core? Yes, it is. And the reason for that is because it is hosted by the hardware that we have on the core. And the builders who built the stuff are builders from the core. And yeah, that's why. Trezor Bana asks, are you going to ever make a modded survival? Well, technically, Hexit is modded survival. I mean, it's called Hexit, which is... It's survival with a mod pack called Hexit, so it is modded survival. So yeah, I guess so. Samuel Piet asks, when will you release the Thinks Lab resource pack? Well, I'm not ready for it yet, mostly because I had to. There's a few hacks that, well, the word hack has a negative connotation, but there are a few things I had to do to my jar file to make the minion sounds work on 1.6, because on 1.6 it was just texture packs and there weren't resource packs. So in order to make the minions sound, I had to mess with the jar, and I don't want to encourage you guys to do that because you could crash your Minecraft or whatnot. When there are more mods on 1.7 and Forge is fully ported over to 1.7 and everything's working in 1.7, then I'll put out the resource pack. And I think that maybe around my 50th Thinks Lab, that'll be sort of a, let's celebrate the 50th episode. So that's about 30 episodes away. And since I do 2 a week, I guess we're looking at 3 or 4 months and I'll put it out. But maybe before that, we'll see. Rainbow Star 140 says, what would you do if you walk into Thinks Lab and it's on fire? There's zombies and other hostile mobs attacking the minions, and Kevin's pretty much going crazy on them. Do you A, join Kevin and restore peace to Thinks Lab, B, take Kopi and go back home, C, eat noodles and watch, or D, walk inside and pretend you saw nothing? I think I would like D. Walk inside, pretend like nothing's going on. Yeah, it's a fire. That's not unusual. Ninja Gamers asks, did you do Chuck's voice in the Bro Love Showcase? No, actually that's part of Or Spawn. That is some of the voices included, just like the girlfriends, the boyfriends, or bros have voices as well, and they do stuff like if you're not doing something, they tell you they're bored, and when they kill things, they make noises about killing the things and stuff like that. Pinky99968 Insiders asks, hey, Think, do mobs sometimes drop mob heads in Minecraft? Well, in vanilla Minecraft, and that means no mods or anything like that, no, they don't. That's not normal behavior. Now, if you're running a mod pack or you're on a modded server or something like that, then yes, they might. AG Dolls Rule asks, dear Think, in Hexit, how many different colored chocobos are there? I can't spell. I think you spelled it just right. And let's see, there's yellow, green, blue, white, black, gold, pink, red, and purple. So there are 8, as I look at my hands, 9 different colors, I think. Anwar Mian says, you said that when you go to the newest version of Minecraft and go back to 1.7, everything in your inventory goes away. Your survival is on the newest version, but the core is on 1.7. Doesn't everything in your survival go away? Well, yes, it did a couple of times. Good thing I have backups and I'm very careful with that. But when I first started working on the snapshot and going back and forth, that did happen a couple of times. But what I did is I set up different profiles for 1.7 and 1.8 and use a completely different game directory. So I wouldn't make the mistake of going on the core in 1.7 or any multiplayer server on 1.7 and then saying, oh, okay, I'm done with multiplayer, and going back to single player and opening up my world. When I do that, if I'm on a multiplayer server in the 1.7 and I go to single player, the world just isn't there. And I'm like, oh, right, wrong version. And then I quit, go to the new version, single player, and there it is. Mint Frost asks, have you ever screamed something random when riding a roller coaster? I have. Expecto Patronum. That's awesome. What does your Patronus look like? Minecraft Epicness 78 asks, how many VHS tapes do you have in total? Think I want to see if you are really that old. Well, I don't have any more. I got rid of my VCR a long time ago, along with all the VHS tapes. But trust me, I had them. Yes, I did. J Rod asks, did you dissect a frog when you're in 7th grade? We are dissecting one on Tuesday. Well, back in my days when I was in the 7th grade, we dissected little baby dinosaurs. You know, because I'm so old. Yes, I did. I think everyone kind of has to dissect some sort of animal when they're in middle school. The Scottish Lima Bean asks, have you ever eaten mashed eyeballs? They are so good with noodles and mashed potatoes. Well, you know, I like the noodles and mashed potatoes part, and not sure about the mashed eyeballs, and I've honestly never even had a Scottish Lima Bean before. Fake Cupcakes asks, if you had to choose one thing that would be added to Minecraft. 1. Rainbows that take you to a multicolored room. 2. The Ender Chicken, a chicken that drops mini Ender Pearls. 3. Nyan Cat that you can ride. Or 4. Cookie Clicker. Well, you know, I would kind of like the Nyan Cat, but there would be a problem with that because I would get addicted to that song and it would be stuck in my head for the rest of my life. Alyssa Hoffman says, what would you do if you saw this note in Think's lab? Dear Think, I was doing morphing tests on Kofi. I turned her into a tarantula, but I can't transform her back. Sorry, from Kevin. Noodle on. Well, honestly, I think I could actually see that being a Think's Lab episode. I'm going to steal that idea and stick it into my notes document for future study. Braves JV asks, my bio homework was to ask my grandparents or any other elderly person if they ever had a smallpox vaccine. So have you had one? I'm not elderly. Gosh, no. I am old, but I'm not old enough to have a smallpox vaccine. Louis Castro says, Dear Thinky, I have a math problem for you. What is the square root of noodle? Come on, everybody knows that noodles don't have roots. They don't grow in the ground. Gosh. Rocking Yeah says, I've known you for many years, and I think it's time we go to the next level. I would like to ask you a very important question that will change your life. Gets on knees. Will you tie my shoe? And then this part, I love this. This is so funny. This was a reply to it. We now pronounce you shoe and string. You may thank the Justin. Oh, that's epic. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this episode of Ask Think, don't forget to click that like button. Let's try to get to 1,250 likes. Also, don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, noodle on!